How are you doing?
I'm okay. Good, you?
Good evening, my name is Mary Maslowski, I'm the Chair of the Harwich Historic District and Historical Commission. We are calling to order the meeting of Wednesday, November 12th, 2025 at 6 p.m. The meeting is being held here at Town Hall, 732 Main Street in the small hearing room. I'd like to start with a roll call.
Bob Doan.
Brendan Lowney.
Lynn Zalazak?
Paul Doan.
Before we get started, according to Mass Law, anyone who intends to audio or video record this meeting must notify the chair. Is there anyone wishing to do so? Seeing none, we will start with the call to order the first public hearing. It is HH 2025-28. Elizabeth Duggan, owner, has filed a notice of intent. The project proposes a full demolition of the dwelling. The structure is over 100 years old, according to the town assessing records, and located at 134 Bank Street, map 23, parcel P7-0, and this was continued from our last meeting on October 15th, 2025. Good evening.
Hi.
Sorry.
Would you like me to read
So,
or?
yes, if you want to let us know if anything's transpired since we spoke last. I know we had some questions about the building that you wish to demolish. So.
In the past 3 weeks, no further action has been taken. It's been a long decision by the family as to what to do with the house. And unfortunately, at this point, we are still asking for permission to demolish the building.
Okay. Any questions from members of the board on that?
Well, I guess I was the culprit that forced a delay here in the matter. I don't know, I went down there again this week and looked. I admit that it's in a desperate situation in terms of the need for some kind of activity or action on the property. I don't know, I hate to see, we get faced with so much requests, so many requests regarding the demolition, full demolition of properties, and we're just losing a lot of the history here of this town. And at some point, it needs to catch a breath here and slow down. So I've kind of searched through my brain to try to figure out, at least exploring some possible avenues, and two sort of surface. One is to see if there might be a party that is interested in acquiring the property, the building itself. Have you pursued any effort to explore that avenue at all?
I have not.
My thing, I mean, I know it's a long shot, and there are certainly complications in trying to get buildings moved today, as opposed to 50 years ago when they just seemed to move them. But it's one avenue. You could, if you could find somebody who was interested in avoiding the cost of building, now they would have, of course, the cost of improving the property once it was moved, but there may be some interest in that. I don't know, it's a long shot. The second thought was to try to improve the building sufficient to let it exist as a rental property, even if it was in the summertime. And I don't know, maybe you have you rented the property at all?
It hasn't been occupied for the past 20 to 25 years because of
Yeah.
the condition that it's in.
And, you know, I peeked through the windows, and it does need attention inside
Yeah.
as well as out.
Yes.
But the thought of making some improvements to it and allowing it to be rented in the summertime even would, I'm sure, command a very attractive rental income. And I've been in a lot of properties that are rented that are in far worse condition, even in the present state of the building. So anyway, those are just two thoughts, to try to keep the building functioning and operating and serving the community and representing the history that it does represent. I hate to see it go. I understand that sometimes conditions require no other option, but I'd like to try to seek out as much as we could in terms of alternatives to simply leveling the building. And let me just ask, so the plan you would have in mind is to tear the building, have somebody come in, tear the building down, and then remove all of the debris that's generated,
Yes.
fill the hole up, is there a cellar in the property? No,
There's-
a crawl space.
There's a crawl space, yes.
And then just have that property open.
There's green
Because
space, yes.
No
Yeah.
structure could go
No
back on it.
structure, no.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure that was the plan. And it's, I'm sure, for financial considerations, well, largely so.
Yes.
Well, that's all I have to offer. I realize neither one of them are particularly layups in terms of adoption, but I don't know if they're at least worth taking a week or two to consider, and if not, our only option is to install now. I guess this is in before the period, was it? Filed before September. So we have a 12-month delay
Okay.
in the property.
I'll follow the recommendation of the board.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's
So,
my thoughts on it.
So I appreciate all that, Paul. I guess my way of looking at it, I hate to see anything demolished, right? Particularly on Bank Street when we're talking about, the cluster of buildings. That being said, we are facing a somewhat different situation than we usually get. We usually
Right.
get people coming in saying, I wanna knock it down and I wanna build my McMansion or my completely larger, different house, and I'm just not interested in fixing it. We are dealing with a property owner who is still living on the property in her own place with no intention to rebuild in its place, and while that doesn't prevent her from subdividing in the future or doing what they want to do later, it is a different situation than we normally face here. So I am cognizant of that fact, and I know it's a tough decision to even get as far as you've gotten to come forward and look to demolishing a family home. So.
And the other thing, Madam Chairman, is that, these are Harwich folks.
They are,
They're
exactly.
not somebody coming in
Right.
from Worcester.
Right, and we're
The
not.
infamous Worcester person.
And we're also not in a position where we have funds to be able to assist in moving
Right.
a house. If we had that kind of monetary power, that would be a different story, I think, in some situations, but, I wanna give everybody else an opportunity to speak. Lynn?
Yeah, I agree with Paul's sentiments. Just one question, if we were to put a demolition delay on this, would you consider putting something out there to let people know that they could come buy the house, remove it?
If someone would like to purchase a property, I'd be receptive to that, yes.
That's the only question I have.
It would be a magical outcome,
It would
were
be.
it to happen.
It would
We
be.
apply the delay, and somebody surfaces. That's the best answer.
Yes.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is we're not in a position here to know whether it's a house
Right.
that can be moved either. So, we've entertained that on other houses and given people the time, and some have worked and some haven't. So, Bob, do you have any comments?
No,
questions?
the only other thing is that we don't have to give a full 12 months. We could say a
No.
2-month delay.
Correct.
And, give it a shot, just put it out there, and then if nothing in 2 months, let it go.
That's another option, certainly.
My
Brendan?
question would have been, what is your projected timeline for demo if you were granted permission to take it down?
If I was granted permission, it would probably be happening within the next 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
Nothing has been scheduled as of yet.
Well, under those circumstances, Madam Chair, I would move that we apply the 12-month delay that we have available in this situation.
Do you really wanna go with the full 12 months?
I was thinking.
No, up to 12 months.
I'd be more apt to go, you know, a 4-month.
4 months.
And then, because then it gives the family a realistic time to get some information out there, give somebody a chance to look at the property. But
Better thought.
I don't know
agree.
that the full 12 is
No.
necessary to delay them a whole
No.
year in that circumstance.
Yeah, I
Bob?
don't
No, I
believe
agree.
so.
All
I
right,
don't believe so.
I'd change it to, let's say, 4
You okay?
months.
Yeah.
everybody okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Amenable to that?
May I speak?
We're still in the
Okay.
part of a public hearing, so sure.
Thank you. Matt Sutton.
Yeah, I need you to come forward, sign in,
I
and speak into the microphones.
Oh.
You can
okay.
actually grab a seat directly.
Thank you. I have signed.
The microphone's only goes so far.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you'll get caught on the microphone in front of Paul.
Great. Thank you. I don't want to appear insensitive to Ms. Duggan at all. In fact, at one point, we were neighbors. But I have certain,
I need you to just state your name for the record before we get going.
Matt Sutphin, 50 Lexington Drive.
Thank you.
As I said, I don't want to appear insensitive, but I do have a certain concern. You all remember that in December of '23, I was before you, talking about the fact that you had 2 houses I grew up with on the agenda for demolition. Both are gone.
No, one was saved.
No, both are gone. I do know where I used to live.
No, but they did say, the Nickersons did save the one that was on.
You are not speaking. to
20.
I didn't live in the Nickerson house.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you had it that
In
one.
fact, I remember you saying I had a charmed childhood because I got to live in them. That was, I think I'm quoting you. However,
I don't think
what
I
I'm
said
getting
that, but
around,
okay.
what I'm getting around to is, both houses, I listened to the attorneys for both houses that night, and one of them, the Davis Lane house that Paul actually spent a lot of time trying to twist the guy's arm, Cosmer, he had owned that house for 10 years. And he came before you and said, well, the house is in such rough shape that I think I've got to tear it down. But he'd owned it for 10 years. So my concern is, and it seems like the board may be playing into it, is the future of people who want to get rid of their homes and perform demolition by neglect. This is a house that the petitioner said has not been rented for 20 years. Well, my mother at Davis Lane, in order to pay the $21,000 a year in taxes, would get out of her house in the summer and rent it to pay the town, to pay the taxes. There was a quid pro quo. There's an effort there to preserve the house and to sustain the family. I don't see that here. This is a house that I think the petitioner admitted they've had since 1950.
Earlier than that, yes.
And rented for a while, but then stopped renting. And what I would challenge the board to consider is, to avoid the demolition by neglect, that there should be the expectation that the owner is doing everything they can to preserve the property. This has not been the case. And while I'm sorry for it to be perhaps offensive, I would say there is a greater price for the town to pay by not standing by the full demolition neglect period than it is for the petitioner to wait another few months. To me, you're not here to negotiate saving a house that's over 100 years old. You're here to say, this is what we want to do, save houses that are over 100 years old, period. And I ask you to think of it that way. It's plain and simple. Not political, not anything, just plain and simple. We want these houses. My formative years were in Italy, so I'm used to things that are old and run down. You know, some people think when the paint starts to come off the building that it's gonna fall down. I mean, it depends on how educated you are. I mean, look at the bridge, look at the church in West Harwich. Half the town was probably ready to see it get torn down, and we now know, as many people recognize, that it's almost as strong as it was the day it was built. So, this rush to judgment that something is too deteriorated is an unfortunate rush to judgment. Everything can be remediated. Lumber is a beautiful thing. It can do an awful lot of good stuff if you want to look at that. But then I admit, for a lot of people, this is, I don't mean to sound I'm lecturing, but for a lot of people, if it doesn't shine and it's not new, it's problematic. And I urge you not to fall into that trap. And with that, you're tired of hearing me, and I'll stop. Thank you.
Anybody else from the public that wishes to comment or ask questions? So I would simply just remind the board and the public that our only role is to either impose a demo delay or not impose a demo delay. And while I can appreciate, you know, the willingness of and the want for some people for us to impose a full demo delay, I personally believe that the opportunity to see if the house can be saved could be accomplished in a lesser period of time in this circumstance. While I appreciate the comments. So, any comments from any other members of the board? No, Brendan, no? Lynn, Paul, Bob?
No.
All set?
Well, the only comment I guess I would offer, a thought on this is, if we did stick with the 4 months, we are kind of saying, okay, this is a shortened period. Is it going to just simply be, well, I don't have to wait as long to demolish the building, or is it legitimately going to be an opportune time for pursuing some alternative strategy? And I can't force you to do that, but I wouldn't want to just see 4 months go by and nothing happen, and it's like saying, well,
If it's a
we weren't
committee's
prepared to do
recommendation that we
anything
offer,
anyway.
if it's a committee's recommendation that it be offered up for someone to purchase and move off the property, I will follow through on that in the next 4 months.
Fine, then I appreciate that.
Thank you for that. Is there anything else from anyone? Hearing none, then I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
So Lynn's made a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Lynn's made the motion, Paul has seconded, all in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. And then Brendan, did you wanna take a stab at the
Sure.
decision?
Case number HH 202528, filing date August 31st, 2025, hearing date November 12th, 2025, property location 134 Bank Street, map 23, parcel P7-0, owner on record Elizabeth Duggan, book 34234, page 277, year built 1872. It's a full demolition proposed. The project proposes a full demolition of the dwelling. Historic significance is listed on the town's historic property inventory. The proposed demolition would destroy or substantially diminish the historic value. Determination. Demolition delay imposed up to 4 months. Expiration date would be March 13th, 2026. Conditions, none.
We're on, no, it'll be the 11th,
Oh, so
it'll be March 11th, it'll be a day before,
the day before, so.
26. In conditions, did you want to condition the,
You could put a condition for, but I would say none, unless
Okay.
we could define, what kind of advertisement or sign in the yard or what have you to, but I think we can take a order for it.
Okay.
So, unless someone has any different.
All right, so we have a motion that's been made by Brendan. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Brendan's made the motion, Paul has seconded the motion for a 4-month demo delay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, and have you
Abstain.
abstained? Okay. 4-0-1. Thank you, we wish you luck, and we hope that you find somebody that wants to
Wants to.
move it and fix it.
Thank you very much.
The next item on our agenda is HH 2025-31. It's JB Real Estate Holdings LLC owner has filed a notice of intent through their agent P. Barnard Builder LLC. The project proposes a removal of the wheelhouse located in the front yard. The dwelling is on the property. The dwelling on the property is over 100 years old, according to the town assessor's records. It is located at 702 Route 28, map 15, parcel K1-8.
Madam Chair, I
evening.
would make a motion. I don't believe we have any jurisdiction on this
I
matter.
agree.
I agree also.
So let's move that we pass this on to the next level.
Yes, and I'm coming back. We want to change all the windows now, so.
Unless you find that that wheelhouse is over 100 years.
No, it was fabricated in 1993 and placed there in 1995, so
We're out of
I
here.
think we're good.
Fabulous, okay, but just so that we dot all our i's and cross all our t's.
Right.
Nobody on the board has any comments. Is there anybody in the public that has any comments relative to the wheelhouse?
I did find a home for it, so that's good.
Well, that's
Oh,
good.
okay. There you go.
Seeing and hearing none of,
Can you find somebody for?
I'm thinking about it.
so if the board, believes they have no questions and nobody in the public has any questions, we can, I can entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
So Lynn's
Second
made
the
the
motion.
motion. Paul has seconded. All in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none. And then we will do a quick little decision. I would say we should, my suggestion is that we do the decision that it's,
Just run through it.
that the wheelhouse is not historically significant
Right.
and go from there.
All right, case number HH 2025-31, filing date October 16, 2025. Hearing date November 12th, 2025. Property is located at 207 Route 28, map 15, parcel.
It's
K1.
7:02, my friend.
I said 702?
No, it is 7:02. You said 2:07.
Oh, I'm sorry, wow.
It's easy to
Thank
do.
you. Owners, JB Real Estate Holdings LLC, book 31267, page 155, year built 1800. Proposed work proposes the removal of the wheelhouse located in the front yard. Historical significance, we're deeming it's not historically significant.
Yeah, we're saying the wheelhouse
The
itself, not
wheelhouse
the.
itself is not historically significant. The proposed demolition would not destroy or substantially diminish the historic value. No demolition delay, no conditions.
So, not. No demolition. All right, so we have a motion made by Brendan. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you very much.
If you've got anything else to come up.
I do. They want to replace all the windows now, so they're all vinyl. There's like all vinyl windows that, so I'll be back. I'll see you guys next
Okay.
month.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
Today's the 12th, I said, correct?
12.
Correct.
I've lost all semblance of time since daylight savings. All right, the next item on our agenda is HH 2025-32. Vincent Helfrich Jr. and Jean Helfrich, trustees, have filed a notice of intent through their agent Andrew Singer, Esquire Law Offices of Singer and Singer LLC. The project proposes a full demolition of the dwelling. The structure is over 100 years old according to the town assessing records and is located at 29 Snow Inn Road, map 8, parcel P4.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. For the record, I'm Andrew Singer. This is Mr.
Vin Helfrich.
Vin Helfrich.
My wife Jane.
So, this is a little bit of a unique process, unique property that has more than just a historic reason for it. The structure we're seeking, the Helfriches would like to demolish, it's a seasonal house. It is not listed on the Harwich Historic Inventory, but per the assessor's card, it was constructed in 1920. The earliest plan I can find is this one. I gave a copy of it. It's from 1932. The whole property at that point was one property. It got cut up in 1948, and so the house we're talking about, which is the 29 Snow Inn Road house, has no frontage on Snow Inn Road, but it was a house since 1948. The Helfriches now own all the property again, and they would like to recombine the land back into one property. From a zoning point of view, they want to eliminate a house, eliminate bedrooms. There's all sorts of benefits there. But from the historic point of view, this is a seasonal structure. If you've been out on the water and you've looked towards it, the structure itself is actually forming part of the retaining wall, and it's failing. I mean, the house is just right, up on the edge there. We did submit a structural letter to you discussing the concerns and the issues and the problems with the house, which Mr. Helfrich could go into in more detail if you would like. We believe in this case, given the nature of the house, how it's actually there on the land, and what they're proposing to do. I know it's not part of your jurisdiction, but the cottage, it's not cottage, it's actually an accessory structure that they want to replace it with is that. So it actually mirrors in many ways what is there. It would not be a dwelling. That's one of the things he's proposing to do, it would just be an accessory structure. We would, since it's also not listed on the Harwich Historic Inventory, I respectfully suggest that it's not historically significant for the purposes of your jurisdiction, just because we think have been, 1920, I'm gonna accept the field card, a little bit over 100 years, and we would ask you respectfully to not impose a demolition delay. We'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Bob, would you like to start?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the structural report, I mean, it's kind of what we see every day, that any house that's over 100 years old has all these deficiencies. So, I'm yet looking at it from the outside, what I can see, it still looks like a very viable house and could be repaired so that it would be more in conformance or be satisfactorily usable as a second house. That's it.
Okay, so, my only comment is that we typically do look at whatever's going in its place. It's part of what we do as a general rule on this board, which may be different from some others.
Oh, no, and I've been before you before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right next door.
Yes, on a few occasions, I'm sure. So,
I only have one copy of this. I'm happy to hand it around if you'd like.
if you wouldn't mind, just so that the board can see it.
Let's start with- So I gave you a copy. That's the existing
That's
condition.
existing.
This is existing. This, what I just, yeah, this is
I
just.
don't see what you got
Oh,
in the
no, no, no.
garage, George.
Sorry, I only have the one copy. I apologize, but Bob can send it around.
And this replacement is just accessory dwelling? I mean, is it gonna have bedrooms in it and everything?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's actually gonna, so he's removing multiple bedrooms from the property, but unrelated to your jurisdiction. But
Right.
no, it's just gonna be a garage on the first floor and a.
Very off jurisdiction.
But
We
you'll,
try
as you-
not to, Bob.
Chairman doesn't like it, but
But you'll see it in, no, it's just an accessory, you'll see the second floor is just open, there's a floor plan on there. Yeah, so no bedroom.
Would you like to
Could
go
I ask
next?
Gus?
You're welcome to go next, Paul.
Could you explain what goes on there? There's 3 buildings
Yes,
served by one driveway.
yes.
And so is it a compound? You own all 3 buildings?
So, now we do, yes. So when we originally bought the property,
It's a delightful property, by the way.
thank you, thank you. When we first bought the property, we bought the property with the stipulation that we had to give an easement for a parking easement for 29. Because when the property was carved up,
29 is the house.
it's the house we're talking
yeah.
about. When they carved up the property, they didn't leave any frontage, so they didn't have a driveway. So when they
They
went
went
to.
by water.
Yeah, exactly.
Barely.
So, we were very fortunate to, have our neighbors there for 30 years. You know, it was 30 years, ago that we bought the property. We were happy to grant that easement and gave
So
them that.
you're in the front building on the street or the side building?
If you're looking
As
at
you
it.
face.
As you face it, the one on the street was, so, let me.
That's 33
33, yes. So
and
let-
31 is the
30,
back?
exactly. So let me go back a little bit further in time here. So.
They still have the racetrack
Okay.
around there?
Yeah, it's old.
Exactly.
The
So
clam bar would have been there.
the clam bar would have been right here. So
So
back,
is this at the top of the hill?
this is at the very top of the hill. So this,
It's in the old.
sorry.
so this house here was torn down in the 40s. That was the main house, and that was the house up on the street.
Oh, okay.
And when they tore that house down, they put up a post and beam. We call it the boathouse now. It's an old-fashioned. I think they bought it from the Sears catalog. To be honest with you, it was a pre-cut back in the late '40s house that they put up back there.
So this
And-
is the one that sits at the top of the hill, kind of
Sits at-
back.
Yes, sits at the
Okay.
very top of the hill.
It-
Yep,
It's actually,
And
and
it's
if
at
you
the top
look,
of the hill, and you come down the hill, and there's the old clam bar.
exactly.
Okay.
the
Exactly.
boathouse on the Clam Bar property butts up to this house.
Butts
Okay.
up, butts up to it. So then,
Okay, I know
this,
exactly which
this
one.
structure right here is where the main house is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So these 2 houses kind of switch places. The main house is here, where this was like a guest house or a boathouse. The Wheeler property, which is right, 29,
We call
right,
it
right there. So that was all one property. That's who we granted the parking easement to, because they had no frontage. Our plan is to make this one lot again and have the same 3 structures on the property and try to emulate what was there before. We're trying to match what was there.
So before we go further, can I just ask
That's the
one
proposed
question?
call.
Andrew, if you would, just for our record, can you somehow get us a photocopy of that? Does it have to be that
Oh,
size?
positively.
Just so that we can,
Yeah.
and just identify those 3 buildings on
Sure.
it for us?
Yep.
Just so that we have it to attach it to our
Yeah.
record?
Sure.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
And if you'd like, I can get you, I can leave this if you want that as well, or if you just want to have
You
looked at that.
can, you're welcome to send that along with it later,
Okay.
and you can take your 1 copy back, because I don't
Okay.
want you to be without it just in case.
All right.
So on this rendition here, just to kind of orient myself.
Yep.
The house today, is it going to accommodate or be the location of this property?
Exactly.
Exactly on
Exactly.
the property?
Yes.
Well, the house that's there now is lower than the houses to the right in front and the left.
Well, the main floor is at the same level as the house on the left and the front. It's almost like a split level. So the
But-
lower level,
Okay, so what's facing the Snow Inn Road street?
Okay,
Which
so-
one
so-
of these conference?
so facing Snow Inn is this.
Garage,
The
garage.
So-
This is facing the harbor.
So are you gonna, so the plan would be that in that area where you have that entry drive and then a gate that
Yes.
goes onto grass,
Yes.
would that then become the driveway that you would drive into this garage, or is that a fake door?
It's a faux. Yes, it's a fake. That's just for aesthetics. We want it to look like a carriage house. similar to the, you know, time period. We're not gonna have a driveway going to that.
You're gonna have the garage doors are gonna be right off the street, and
So
you're gonna
the-
drive right in for the garage.
So the garage doors are going to
Doors and
be,
there's, no,
Oh,
there's
those are
faux
faux.
doors,
Those
there's
are
no
faux.
driveway to it.
There's no driveway, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
right, but, so the doors would be at the level of the first or second floor, really?
of the first floor.
First floor?
Yes, yes. So if you look at the existing plan, the existing plan, first floor matches this, which would be this view right here. So
Yeah.
these are at the same elevation.
Okay,
So where it drops down is
but it's still
This elevation.
drops.
It's a
Even
walkout
that
now, it won't be a
elevation,
walkout.
you don't see the house
raising the
looking like
elevation,
that.
yes.
right.
The house is
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah. The
as you
foundation
stand
is-
at the street, you're
Yes.
looking like halfway up the door.
So when you walk across the grass,
Yeah.
it's 3
Then
steps
it
down.
becomes
Yeah, it's
available.
3 steps down to the
Right.
first floor. Yes,
And you're correcting that with this,
yes,
when you put this in.
Yeah.
yes.
And it won't be a walkout any longer.
Right.
Gotcha.
Well,
It's quirky.
So, and part of this also is, you know, we're very conscious of trying to preserve as much as we can. We went to Walter to see if we could, Walter Yarosh, to see if we could fix what we had and what
Yeah.
would, you know, we have to pull the foundation out, it's, you know, that's not, you know, satisfactory. I also went to a company, Northeast Building Movers, to see if we could realistically lift the building and move it somewhere. Their recommendation was, no, this is not a viable structure because
move it somewhere for your use or for
for
someone
somebody
else's
else, to donate it.
use? Yeah,
And then I went to Jim
the
Peterson.
Duggan issue,
Yeah.
right?
So then I went to Jim Peterson and said, Jim, where can we realistically in the area
Yeah.
move this to? Buy a lot of land, put this house on it. And we exhausted that, and we couldn't find anything that was realistic of, on the road, you know, in that neighborhood, down 28. We couldn't find anything
I couldn't
significant.
even actually drive down to look at your property 2 or 3 times. There's so much activity going on down
Exactly.
there.
So to Andrew's point,
And it's not even the summertime.
I know, you would probably have to move this by helicopter.
Right.
It would be very
Exactly.
difficult.
Heavy
You're
helicopter.
not getting a wide, you're not getting a wide truck down there, that's for sure.
But there
There's no
is,
room to get it off the lot
Right.
even because of the front structures.
so in the existing house that we have now, we took some over 100-year-old southern yellow pine, and we had it milled into the boys' bunk room, and we made a bunk room with all this old wood. We would try to save anything here that would be worth saving and use it in the addition, you know, just for the historical part of it.
I struggle. I mean, it's not some historic treasure, so I won't try to beat this to a pulp. But every building that's over 100 years is worth an effort to try to preserve it, and
Positively.
I can't quite get the sense of why, for much less money, you could restore the building that's there and put on a fake garage door on the front. I mean, you could recreate this vision without destroying the building.
Right.
Why?
Well, because the foundation's failing, so I have to take.
But foundations are replaceable.
Right, so I have to lift the building off the foundation, put it somewhere, which is gonna be a challenge to do that.
And it's not just the foundation, it's a retaining wall too, so it doesn't fall into the Witchmere Beach Club too, so that's another.
So
aspect.
we have a
But
lot.
this is gonna be a challenge. I mean, putting in a new structure. It's not, I mean, we're doing basically the same thing. You're taking, if it's going on the identical perimeter of the existing dwelling, the same issues that you're going to have to struggle with if you were to save this, you're gonna have to struggle with to put in the new building. Am I missing something?
I don't want to say that you're missing anything. I think the way to
I'm
look at.
failing, I know, I'm
No,
old, but
yeah,
am I
as-
missing
as am
anything?
I. No, I don't think that you're missing anything. I think that the point is that we want to try to make this look as it was, save anything out of that building that we possibly could, because we want it to, we would like to put that into that existing building. But if you go into the building, there's vinyl windows, there's modern bathrooms. It's not the old building that was 100 years old. We're taking a building that has been renovated over the years, that has, I think in one of the rooms, we took up some shag carpeting, that was, back in the 60s that they had put in one of the bedrooms. I mean, it's not the 100-year-old structure that it was.
And also, Paul, it's not winterized. It's a seasonal structure, and so that plays another part of the difficulty of
Well, Does
restoring
that get to
is
the
that.
point of what you're going to use the building for?
It's
You're
gonna
gonna
be,
use the building as a summer guest house, right?
no.
No.
Year-round
No.
structure?
No,
No.
year round, but no, it's, you've got pool, it's on here, you got pool storage in the lower level, you have storage on the first floor, and you have an open loft on the second floor, a partial second floor.
So are you gonna use it year-round?
Well, we
Yeah,
have, if we build it new, we have to meet the building code with, all the,
But are your plan
Structure.
is to use it year-round?
no. No, but we have to build it so that we could use it year-round. We have to meet the energy code, the electrical code, the plumbing code, all that stuff. So it'll be much different.
You're obviously far more successful financially than I am. You're obviously more intelligent in terms of building than I am, but I struggle with how it can be economically and environmentally and otherwise better to get rid of this thing in its entirety and start all over again on the same property. Now, yes, you may be able to make some current adjustments so that the bedrooms are bigger or the bathroom has a walk-in, whatever. But
But I think that's part of his point, Paul, is that it's not gonna be bedrooms and bathrooms, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
what-
storage.
well, but there's
It's gonna
3
be storage in the
bedrooms. They
loft.
talk about exist.
Right. No, no, no,
Listen to
no,
the old.
no,
That's
yeah.
the
right,
existing,
right,
yeah,
right.
the-
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, no
the-
bedrooms
using
in
the
the
wrong-
loft.
And
So
that
if
gets.
we're running it into
It's gonna be a
storage.
carriage house,
Yeah.
really.
Well, we
You're gonna
can't even-
storage.
Right, we can't call it a carriage house because a carriage
It's not a
house
dwelling.
is a dwelling.
Yeah.
We don't want a dwelling here. We just want to, listen, it would be better off
A
if we just,
good-looking barn.
if we tore it down, we would have a bigger yard. But we're trying
Yeah.
to preserve some of the history that was here. But we want to get rid of some bedrooms. There's 4 bedrooms in the resource area that we're trying to get out of the resource area. And that's a different department.
But can you assure me or convince me or whatever that it would be economically less to do what you want to do than what I'd like to see
Paul,
you
I don't
do?
know that that's our choice,
No,
right?
positively.
They
I've
can
been
spend-
down this road before.
They
It
can
is
spend their
far,
money the way
it
they
is
want to.
far,
Okay.
it's
I
far
rest my
cheaper.
case.
It's far cheaper to start from new than try to make this meet code. It's far
I'm
cheaper.
not sure you could make this meet code. For all the money.
And do you know how I know that? Because I've tried that on different projects.
Well, I don't have a lot of experience, but when I see these kind of reports, I can't help but think of our experience at the West Harwich Baptist Church, where we had 2 engineering studies.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the engineers never went in the building. They might have driven by it and came up with, there's no way to save it, it's gotta come down.
Right.
Through some coordinated efforts with various people, the building stands today, and it's a rock of Gibraltar there.
So, so Paul, to your point, my office is in Lawrence, and our factory is in Lawrence. It's an old mill building that was built in the 1800s. It was a dye
Right.
house. We were able to save part of it it probably cost more to save that part of that, but I wanted it because my father's office used to be in the corner, and my grandfather's office was there, because my kids are now fourth generation in the business. I wanted to save that. It would have been so much cheaper to tear that down and start again, but I wanted to keep a piece of it. Same as this, I want to kind of
Maybe
save.
Joe Welch had Senator McCarthy in this house when he owned the neighboring door.
You're killing me. You're killing me right now.
I think Tip O'Neill was having some drinks in that house.
Yeah, I bet, yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
More likely than not.
Yeah.
But it was less than 100 years ago.
Yes.
if you weren't on Snow Inn Road, I wouldn't give you any hassle, but that's sort of special.
Can I let somebody else
So,
ask some questions?
I'm
Yeah.
done.
Brendan's chomping at the
I'm
bit.
tired.
yeah, I just wanna jump to the design of it. So, obviously, the 1920, it's in question,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you're not disputing that. The retaining wall, you're gonna be replacing that, need
Yes.
to work to lift the building, understand
Yes.
everything around the safety. But if we just took a look at, let's say this was a complete tear down and they're gonna build the exact same structure, right, so to the T. Would that be acceptable? And the second question would be, what do we think of the design they proposed? So,
As far as the design, it's different, but it's fine. My big bugaboo, of course, is the windows should have the exterior mullions on it, so that when you look across the harbor, because it's a view from that scenic view there, you do want to have it look somewhat resemblance of the older age or whatever, and that's the only thing my concern is that the windows would be. Otherwise, I'm fine with it.
With the design?
You're talking like 6/6?
No, not so much that, the
Just applied
exterior.
grills, I think right now,
applied
what you have
grills.
now is not.
Well, I think it might be applied grills.
Well,
if they look
I
like it.
think we definitely we're going to
That's existing.
match the existing. This drawing just isn't showing it. We want to have the period style, 6/6 or 6/1. We definitely
Yeah,
want
that's
that
fine.
period
Just as
style.
long as the exterior applied grills, I think that's
Yeah, that-
fine.
I think that sounds fine to, yeah.
I mean, the point I was trying to make is, once you get into a building like that and you start tearing it apart, they're probably gonna come back to us and say, it's beyond repair. And, so that's why I want to lean more towards the design on the
Yeah.
decision, that's all.
We're gonna face our, at some point, this board is gonna sit there and say we were in our Gambrel stage. Because everything that's come before us is a Gambrel.
Seeing in the campgrounds, everything that's been proposed in the
Yeah.
campgrounds, so this is very similar to that.
Wait,
I'm
do you have
fine
any-
with the design, I was just
Do you have
putting
any
different
questions,
preferences.
comments? Bob,
No,
anything
I'm
else?
fine.
Anyone in the audience left? Who's left? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing if everyone is all set.
I move
To
to
make a
close the
decision.
public hearing.
So Bob's
Second.
made a motion, Lynn has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Closing the public hearing,
No,
it's
I
not very
suppose
happy.
it's
Hearing.
Okay.
Beyond that.
I'm trying to figure out whether Paul's agreeing or not at this point.
Just to close the
Aye.
hearing.
All right, and then does somebody want to entertain a motion?
Motion case number HH 2025-32, filing date October 16, 2025, hearing date November 12, 2025, 29 Snowing Road, map 8, parcel P4, Vincent
Helfrich. Yep.
Helfrich. Agent Andrew Singer, Esquire. Book 36286, page 22, year built 1920. Proposed demolition is full. The historic significance is listed on the town's historic inventory.
Not on the inventory.
I thought you were conceding the date.
No, but it's not
But
listed on the
even though
inventory,
it
but
is
it
100
is
years
more than
old.
100 years old.
It has, the actual list they're using hasn't got the new properties on it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's on a list, but it's not that list yet.
Uh,
There's a new list that
Okay, when
we're
I-
just preparing.
Oh, okay, because the list
So
I
it's-
was using, even from 30 years ago when I was doing it, 31, the original house from the 40s was on
Yeah.
it, but the other addresses were never on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Or we're using the date on the application.
But the date, with the assessor's
It's
card.
assessor-
yes.
Yeah, we're using it on assessors card.
So I think you can put a comment that the date is,
Yeah,
that you believe it was,
Yep,
built.
1920.
yeah, that's on the assessor's card,
Yeah.
1920. Proposed demolition would not destroy or substantially diminish the historic value. Determination, no demolition delay period imposed. Conditions would be, plans submitted. I don't have a date for the plan, can I just,
Yeah,
is there a date on it?
Yeah, can't read it with my eyes.
Are my eyes better?
Yeah, you see if you can. You can, if you want to see the proposed conditions plan, and I'm happy to.
Yes,
I
and,
just can't read it, I'm sorry.
yeah,
You want,
it may-
just have them do the date for today?
yeah, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll redate it.
Yeah, we can date it for
Alright.
today and,
Let's say, I can give you some of that. Just say, plan prepared, by Yarosh Associates, Inc. Proposed elevation plan submitted to the board on today's date,
Okay.
all right?
And Bob, you'd like to put the conditions of the applied grills on the
Yeah.
window? And then one condition, the window selection, applied grills
sure.
on the exterior.
Give me 1 second to just catch up.
I do that too, Bob. See if you can pull it up.
It says 2 or 3/2025. It's the handwriting more than the smallness.
Yeah.
You know what, and we'll submit, we can submit 11 by 17 along with that, copy of that photo.
That'd be great,
So
would appreciate
I'll just
that.
print it out bigger and that'll be more legible.
Alright, so let me just summarize here. I have, under the historic significance, I've just stated that it was listed on the assessor's card as 1920 build. And I have, 12 is would not substantially diminish the historic value or significance, and I have no demolition delay period imposed. I've referenced the proposed condition plan, and Bob, you said you wanted applied grills?
Light grills.
So how would,
Applied grills.
we're just saying
Mhm.
windows in new structure. Two.
Anything on materials to match existing structures, or?
So all I'm saying is windows in new structure to have applied grills.
Yep.
Okay. So we have a motion made by Brendan, is there a second?
Second.
And seconded by Lynn. All those in favor of the motion as read by
Question?
Brendan, yeah?
Time for questions. Is it possible to repeat the motions?
Sure, absolutely. So we've got the property address is 29 Snow Inn Road, map 8, parcel P4. The historic significance, while it's not on the historic property inventory, we did note that it is listed on the assessor's card as a 1920 build. Under 12, we're stating that the proposed demolition would not destroy or substantially diminish the historic value of the subject buildings, and then we're just saying that the determination is that no demolition delay is imposed. The conditions proposed are, the proposed conditions plan prepared by Yarosh Associates, Inc., which was submitted to HDHT as a part of the November 12th, 2025 public hearing, and that windows in the new structure to have applied grills.
I just have one final question.
Yeah.
One thing, just as a suggestion, you shouldn't have put this picture on my packet because it's a postcard.
It's gonna
I
look
mean,
better.
it's like saying, you're gonna tear this down, this.
It's gonna look beautiful.
If it was ever shown that it would not be economically inappropriate to keep this building versus putting up a new building, would you still put up the new building?
If I could save that, yeah, I mean, listen, when we did renovations to the main house, we saved as much of it as we could.
Yeah. and they're gorgeous. The houses, the other two properties there, I mean, there's nothing wrong really with this one.
Aesthetically.
Other than it doesn't fit your particular, but I don't wanna carry this any further, it's late in the evening.
But again, it's not gonna be
You only
bedrooms.
need 4 votes,
We
right?
do only need 4 votes, but it's not, also
Only
not gonna
3.
be,
I'll see if I can find somebody else.
I will say from my perspective, it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be a,
It's not worth
it's not
going
gonna
to
be a
mat.
home, it's not gonna be a home with bedrooms, and that alone, to me, is a lot of work to raise a house, to do some storage space and meet code. And I know I say I don't like granting full demolitions, but again, I think I've got 2 tonight that I'm not as upset as maybe others might think I should be.
Just take a vote.
Appreciate that.
So we have a motion on the table. All those in favor of granting as
The motion.
made by Brendan?
Aye.
Aye.
Any in opposition?
I vote against it.
All right, so we have 4 to 1 on that.
I'm sorry that.
No,
No
it's
worries.
And we appreciate your time. And
Thank
we'll
you
get
so
that-
much.
We'll get you that information. for the
Thank you
file.
very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
very much.
Good luck down there. It's a gorgeous property.
Thank you.
We don't need 4 more bedrooms.
We have enough bedrooms. We want less people.
Okay.
All right, so we've got that.
Aye.
Is there anything else?
The next thing we have on the agenda is 33 Queen Anne LLC owner has filed a notice of intent through their agent Derek Anderson, Cape and Islands Kitchen and Bath Remodeling Inc. The project proposes a renovation of the kitchen and replacement of an existing exterior window on the main dwelling. The dwelling on the property is over 100 years old, according to the town assessing records, and is located at 33 Queen Anne Road, map 56, parcel X3. Good evening.
Good evening, Derek
Good-
Anderson from Cape and Island Kitchens.
Thank you, and have you signed in for us, please?
I did.
Perfect. If you could just walk us through your application, we'd appreciate that.
Sure, most of my work is going to be on the interior where it's focused on the kitchen. However, with the window change, I assume that's majority of the reason I'm here.
Exactly.
The house has gone through, whether it's several renovations or one major one, it has been fully updated from what I can tell. It's listed as it built in 1880, but we have a board foundation, standard framing. It's insulated, it seems to be quite conventional today's standards. Renovation could have been last permit maybe 10 to 15 years ago. So again, I'm focusing on the kitchen and interior work,
You're not tearing it down.
not tearing it down.
So this is the window that's getting changed out, and it's getting replaced by what?
Those are existing replacement windows. We're gonna do an Anderson new construction window, a little better and thermally improvement.
You're doing the 3 casement?
Mm-hmm.
And this is all on the back of the property anyway, right?
Correct, it's kinda sideways,
Back is
yes.
what's Toward the back, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bob, do you have any questions?
No.
Brendan?
I do not.
Lynn?
Nope.
Paul?
Believe it or not, I don't.
Yeah, Bob changed
Oh,
his mind. Go ahead.
No, the only thing, it looks like you're just doing, is the casement windows with the crank outs, as opposed to kind of keeping with the theme of the house. Any particular reason why? It does look a little, if you imagine, it does look a little weird.
I'm not sure what happened to get to this point, but it's sold and gone through all the negotiation and contract with another person, with the owners. I'm the project manager, I'm taking it now, so I'm the one going for the building permit to get it done.
So Bob, are you requesting a different style on the window?
Well, I'm just kind of questioning. I mean, it is not that visible from the road, so I'm not overly concerned. I just I'll just bring it as an issue if anybody else had noticed that. That really is a different style than the windows in the rest of the house.
Casements over a kitchen sink are usually easier to work than
Oh, no,
trying to reach over.
I understand that,
That's
because lifting is
probably-
more difficult. No, I understand, but,
You could put a grow package on it, but they're only 20 inches wide to begin with,
yeah.
so even if you were to cross it like the little squares up top.
It's gonna be tiny.
Yeah, on the awning windows, you know.
You're saying if you did the two side
Yeah,
windows.
I mean, you do one across the top, so it's a design thing. I don't really have a
No.
preference with that.
Okay, okay, I'm fine.
Lynn,
I'm fine.
Paul, you still fine?
Fine.
Yep. Okay, is there anybody in the public that wishes to comment? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Lynn's made the motion, Paul has a quick second, all those in favor of closing the public hearing?
I,
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. And then Brendan or Bob, does somebody, what do you
Yeah,
want?
case number HH2025-33, filing date October 16, 2025, hearing date November 12, 2025, 33 Queen Anne Road, map 56, parcel X3. Owner on record is 33 Queen Anne LLC. Agent is Derek Anderson. Book 19619, page 249, year built 1880. It's a partial demolition of a proposed window, kitchen window. Historical significance is listed on the historic property inventory. The proposed demolition would not diminish or substantially diminish the historic value. Determination is no demolition delay period with no conditions.
All right, motion's been made by Brendan. Is there a second?
Second the motion.
Paul has another quick second. All those in favor?
I,
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thanks.
Great, thank you, have a good
very
night.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Did we have meeting minutes in our packet?
Yes.
And I do have something.
You do, okay.
On two places here, at the bottom of the front and on the top third on the other side. My name does not, my first name does not have an E at the end of it. It's L-I-N-N-E. It's correct in every other spot, but those two spots it's missing.
So we have it on the bottom, what was the other one? I didn't see it.
The other side, kind of the third of the way down.
yeah.
Third of the way
Motion.
down.
Yeah, votes 5-0, motion, Lynn Zelzak, second, Paul Bloom.
Oh, there we go.
You got it?
Yep. Okay, so I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes as amended by Lynn.
Second the motion.
Can somebody
So
make the
moved.
motion? All right, Lynn's gonna make the motion. Paul seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay. The calendar, can I take a look at somebody's calendar, just to peruse?
Yeah, where we go?
Thanks, just gonna take a quick look. So, to me, those dates look relatively good. We have a, the only one I would question again is that week of November 18th. I'm not, it might be easier for us to have it a week earlier. From my perspective, I don't know that I'm available that week. But,
I know the, no, I think it's gonna work out. Okay.
other than that, that's the only date that strikes me. Anyone else?
I think I'm
No.
good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
Good.
good, even if we
Okay.
move it, I'm good.
All right,
Week
do you want to
before.
leave it as is, and then we can deal with the November date closer to it? And
Sure.
see?
Yeah, it looks like that's gonna be the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So,
So, all right, so let's, I'll entertain a motion to
I move to approve the schedule, 2026.
All right, Bob has made a motion to approve the 2026 calendar. Any seconds?
Second the motion.
Paul has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, I know we have discussion about the charter sections. I would like to, if you don't mind, I'd like to take Mr. Carey
Great, yeah.
slightly out of order so that we can
Let him
Let him-
get out of here.
let him leave.
So nervous there.
I just have a few things to read into the record first.
Charter review. Oh, good. I'll be home tomorrow.
Thanks for coming in tonight.
You're welcome. John Carey, and I'm here to discuss 62 Route 28 in West Harwich.
Fabulous. What can you tell us?
Well, I'd start by asking you all to look at this picture and then pass it along.
Very good.
Would that be
Something
lovely?
missing there.
Yes. So the vision for West Harwich is we would like to preserve the church. I'm here to ask you guys for a letter of support. This board is the reason the church is still there today. If you guys had not imposed your demolition delay, it would have been torn down by the former potential buyer. They backed out of the deal because of that delay. And if the delay was any shorter, they would have torn it down. It took us 10 months to negotiate a deal, and at month 12, they would have proceeded with tearing it down. So I think it's probably a good fit for you guys to support the letter so that it doesn't continue to be torn down. I am reaching out to, I've submitted to Community Preservation Act Committee for funding to renovate the exterior of the structure that everyone will be able to view and enjoy. And I want to put it back as pretty as it's ever been. And I think a letter of support from you guys goes a long way with
So if you could just tell the board what your application entails for CPC.
Okay, so my application entails funding for phase 2 of the renovation project. The dollar amount is $666,000, $667,000, and it would, if approved, it would go to town meeting in May of 2026, and I would start as soon as the summer people left in September. It would take about 6 months to renovate the exterior, and when it was done, we would have, this is my favorite picture of the church, and I'm happy to work with the town on their vision, but I would like it to look as close to that as we can make it. I don't know what color the roof is. We can't do a cedar roof because that's extremely expensive, but we can do the weathered wood, which I think is the closest match to a cedar. And then we're going to keep all the historic windows. We're going to either replace or refinish the clapboard siding, which is under the aluminum. And we're going to restore the bell tower, the clock tower. And we actually are also working with the pastor to buy back the original bell, and we'll have to find a use for that if it happens.
You're gonna have a working clock in it?
We're going to have a working clock, for sure.
Sorry about
Yeah, it's actually still working right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it's still working.
So, the $660,000, what is your, what's that gonna fund as far as the construction costs?
Yeah. I need that packet.
Yep, sorry.
We have a tight budget, so we can't print 6 copies, sorry. So phase 1 is stuff, I'm gonna be doing some fundraising, and then Piper and I are gonna self-fund that one. That's kind of pre-construction development, permits, drawings. We spent $67,000 last week to mitigate all the insulation and other hazardous materials in the property, so the building's now clean and safe to walk through. And then we have some engineering. We purchased some scaffolding because it's a big building, it's hard to reach. And then the historic tax credits, both state and federal, are costs to the tune of $35,000 to apply for them.
It's ridiculous.
Almost knocked me over. I thought, is that the tax credit? No, that's the application fee. And then insurance for 2 years for builder's risk. Phase 2 is what I'm requesting from CPC, and it's the entire exterior shell. It's some miscellaneous, the old chimney is still on the inside, it's not on the outside. So either we rebuild that or take that down. It's structural improvements to make sure, enhancements, I guess, because the building is structurally sound. But things like metal fasteners, mechanical fasteners, and larger modern, I guess fasteners would be a term. We're going to move the insulation system from the attic to onto the roof. You won't be able to tell the difference, but it allows us to preserve the timber frame on the inside, which some people have seen is absolutely breathtaking. So when you walk in the structure, you'll be able to see the carpentry that these guys were able to pull off 200 years ago. Exterior trim, we're either going to repair and replace, or if it's decided it's better replace. I just don't think the wood nowadays is very good. So we're going to keep clapboards. So the question is, can we refurbish the old clapboards, or is it better to buy new clapboards and refinish them? New roof, siding, and then we're going to paint the entire thing bright white. Exterior historically appropriate lighting, repair the clock, and then there's a contingency where if we don't consume that, we're going to give that back to the town, or not withdraw it, I guess would be the term. So it's anything you see on the outside or is significant to the outside standing for the next 100 years is part of that phase 2. And then the phase 3 would be interior stuff depending on who we find for the use. But,
So what is the plan for the inside? Is that still,
so the inside,
is it housing units? Is it
No, the-
commercial? Is it?
the inside will stay, it's going to be a meeting house. I guess I should pass this out. Great question. There's 2 there, and then there's 2 for you two. And what I'm shocked about now that the thing has been unburied, because the interior was buried originally, the structure is, as far as I can tell, has not been updated substantially in about 100 years. Other than electricity, not much has changed. All the trim, all the windows. I actually found the original bell tower lock from 1870 that was still up there, and the key still works, and it's an old deadbolt.
Is that the picture that you had
I sent
posted
you?
or something? Yeah,
I sent to you.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't post it. I'm gonna do that eventually. And so we're finding all the different stuff. And so to answer your question, Mary, the second floor, which is the big auditorium, if you will stay as original as possible. We're actually working to peel off some 1940s wallpaper to expose the original murals, which are on plaster, which are underneath them. The pews will all stay, the floors will all stay, the stage will all stay. The goal is to put it back to as original as possible. The one thing we'll be adding is LED lighting, indirect lighting, so you don't have kind of light bulbs, you have kind of glow. The goal would be to glow the windows, kind of like this church I just drove by. Like that is just breathtaking. And so that'll be on the inside. The downstairs is mostly like vinyl flooring and stuff. We peeled that back, we've exposed the original pine floors underneath. And then the kitchen was from like the 80s or 60s or something, so we're going to put some type of new, they call it a catering kitchen. So if somebody needs the event for a catered event, it's all stuff I'm learning. They have an ability to heat up and prepare the food service.
So that was my second question. Is there a like a larger room as well as what would be the actual church space?
Yeah, so the upstairs is one room, the downstairs is the chapel on the right side, and then the assembly, almost like a bingo hall on the left, and then there's bathrooms in the back right,
Okay.
and then there's a kitchen in the back
So
left.
it could be an event space for somebody. It could be for a small wedding. It could be for
Correct.
for
Yep.
something.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
it'll be set up so you can have, that kind of describes it best. I put that together myself.
Yeah.
You could have speaker series, you could have events downstairs.
Yep.
My vision for it, from an economical standpoint, is the second floor would be more seasonal use, because I don't think people are going to want to heat that room. And then the downstairs would be a year-round. And I'm also working with the West Harwich Baptist Church. They'll continue to be able to use the space on Sundays if they would like.
So it's
So
kind of
s-
gonna be set up for use similar to the South Harwich.
Exactly what I was gonna say. Very similar
Potentially.
circumstances.
I haven't been to an event there.
Oh, you gotta go.
I think it's the only public use building that's older than this church in Harwich.
That's probably true.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, which is,
No, they did
36.
they did a nice job doing it, and
so
did
we will
help.
be, it's younger sister. Slightly larger, younger sister.
So just just kind of anticipating some of the CPC questions as well.
Yeah.
Your third phase budget, so you expect the 660 is going to be sufficient to fund that phase 2, and then do you know what your potential budget's gonna be for phase 3, or is that kind of up in the air still?
Yeah, phase 3 is just over $600,000, and that puts it back to usable, full heat, all that stuff, and that's funded through the historic tax credits, a state grant, which I've already started working with the Mass Development on. It's the same grant I got for the schoolhouse, and they said this was a substantially more valuable project to them because it has such more historic value to a community.
And then, looking at, I know you mentioned a historic preservation restriction.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that'll work similarly to the one that we just saw that came before us, that Sam Speakman had before us, where it would have to go through mass housing, or mass historical rather.
So, yeah, part of the historic tax credits, it's required that it becomes historically protected, either at the state or federal level. So we'll be doing that regardless. So I wouldn't want to dangle that in front of the town. We'll be doing that either way. And then the other public benefit that I've started working with the town with is I'm going to donate land for the pump station for the sewer on the property.
All right, I think it's probably required as a part of the CPC.
Yeah,
That
make sense.
it becomes restricted in some way.
for sure.
What about the cemetery?
And I was just gonna ask that question. I know that was one of the issues that they were talking about, was the cemetery and the property lines on the cemetery. Is that anything that's an issue right now?
So there's some, I don't know, it's unclear. The existing deed is just the church. We are working with the church to take the entire thing as one parcel, and we have title insurance, so we see that not being an issue.
Okay.
So we don't need the town to clear the title or anything like that for us.
All right, any other questions from board members? All right.
The exteriors are gonna have to be, any of the grounds disrupted on the outside? 'Cause
The actual
right around,
dirt?
especially around the back of the church.
Yeah, no, the nice thing about this, we don't have to replace the foundation, nothing around the back. The one thing I would like to do is replace the concrete walkway with brick.
Okay, because the reason I ask that is, I know through some other research I did that there's at least one person buried back there that doesn't have a stone, and not quite sure exactly where, because all it says
Yeah.
in the newspaper article is that she's buried behind the church.
We have the scans
Okay,
for the surrounding area, so we know what it looks like.
and I know Robin
Yeah.
has got a scan.
So she scanned it.
LiDAR.
Yeah, we had, as a matter of fact, I was chairman when we bought that sonar device,
Mhm.
and so if we need to scan anything back there, Robin will be,
Yeah,
Should
we
be
don't,
happy.
we don't have any excavation
yeah.
planned.
So I guess what's before us tonight is I would entertain a motion for HDHC to draft a letter to CPC in support of the application before it, for the 660, you said?
Yes, I would so move.
Yeah.
Yes.
667 500.
667. So, would somebody like to make that
I
motion?
think Paul did, and I seconded it.
So Paul made the motion, Bob seconded to support the,
By the way,
Application for the West
have we
Baptist Church.
officially got one of our people on the commission?
so we, did we
Yeah.
not put it on?
Are we still struggling there?
We're still struggling there because I didn't see it I didn't see that it wasn't on the agenda. That's my fault, so we'll put it on for the next, we'll get Lynn confirmed. You're welcome to still show up and listen, if
Yep.
you wanna show up and listen. We won't vote on,
I need to know when the meetings are.
Thursdays.
they're Thursdays, so we're
Second.
actually meeting tomorrow.
Mhm.
It's usually the second Tuesday, but we have a couple of extra meetings.
Second
And,
Thursday.
and you've been
Second
interviewed
Thursday,
by
correct.
the select?
No, because we haven't
President doesn't-
technically, voted for her yet, so,
Oh, okay.
but we'll take care of that. But there's a meeting tomorrow night here at 6 o'clock.
You should go.
That,
I'll
the
give
big
it a
room.
shot,
You're-
I have
you're-
an invalid husband right now, so.
And you can always watch us on, you can also just
there we
watch
go.
the meetings too.
That'd probably be the best way for me to do it.
If you could make sure that remind you to put the CPC representative on the agenda for the next meeting. That's twice I've missed it, so don't let me do that again. Third time is not the charm. All right, so I just want to take a motion on the West Baptist Church. So all those in favor of support?
Aye.
Right.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries 4-0. Brendan recused. So I don't suspect we will start voting on funds until probably January, because we usually don't do it before that anyway. But just watch the meetings.
I'll
If you
watch
have
the
questions, call me, because
Yeah.
I'll be there with bells on.
Madam Chair, just one question
Yes.
about that. I wrote a letter, I gave you a copy of my letter,
Yes,
but I wrote to the commission itself. Will you get a package as a member of the letters that are given, or is the letter,
so we.
should I go to the meeting and
No,
read my letter?
we
or-
received, you already sent a letter in support, and we did receive that, I believe, at the last meeting. I think it was part of the package. I'm
Okay.
fairly confident we talked about it, Paul, but I will double check. But yes,
Okay.
whenever those letters come in, we note them as a part of the applications.
Okay, and are the letters read, or does the individual that wrote the letter appear and comment about it?
Some people do, some people don't. Sometimes we just note that we received a letter in support from Paul Donor. We received, a letter in opposition from so-and-so.
And each member will have a copy of that letter?
Our assistant sends us all of those, so we will. Okay. We will get a letter. We'll ask.
You guys are welcome to keep these. It was in the budget to give you.
You're
There,
welcome.
That wasn't the
I'll
budget.
take one.
I'm
Couldn't do
gonna,
two of them.
mine will be recycled, so
Thank you.
please,
Oh,
take
you
it
want
back.
Oh, no, would you like that, right?
I'll get plenty.
No, keep it.
I'll get plenty of,
Yeah, keep it.
Oh, you're gonna get them tomorrow?
I'm gonna get them at CPC anyway, and trust me, the volume of paper and
It's amazing.
Yeah.
it's not something I need to increase. I'd rather you save
I'm
the,
good.
save the paper. You're good to go.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you at CPC when you
Nice to see
come
everyone.
before us there.
I can't wait.
I'm sure you can.
Have a good night.
And then we'll
Good
see you
work,
again
John.
whenever you put in your applications to do whatever you need to do.
For this, to you guys.
Yes.
Very excited. Hopefully you don't deny me and impose a delay.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Okay, the next item on our agenda, we'll wait for Brendan to come back in, but Paul has some town charter sections to discuss with us.
And I gave you the Revolutionary.
And we've got that, yep, I've got that right here.
Okay.
You're on the list as old business after, he was before you.
The charter issue, we have a member of the Charter Commission that's been added within the last week, and it's
Yeah, how did that happen?
fortunately a member of our committee.
God bless us.
So,
There's two of us, yeah.
we are trying to bolster up the support here. I just thought we should at least acknowledge the efforts of the Charter Commission in terms of changes, and if there are any things that, we only have two actual direct sections that apply to the Historical District and Historical Commission in section 9 of chapter 7 of the Charter. 7 deals with all of the appointed boards or agencies, as the Charter refers to them as. And section 9 of that particular chapter 7 refers to the Historic District and Historical Commission. And 7.9.1 is the only one that really has maybe some discussion warranted here. But it says that the Historic District and Historical Commission, by the way, they're not in caps, which I'm got them made in caps, consisting of not less than 3 nor more than 7 members, and 5 alternates shall be appointed by the Select Board in such numbers as outlined in Chapter 7, Article 3, boards and committees of the town's bylaws for 3-year overlapping terms. The second provision in there refers to, we've been established under the general laws of the Commonwealth and so forth, and the laws of the state's constitution, the general laws of the Commonwealth and the Charter, and the town bylaws and so forth, and votes of town meeting. may be applied to the performance or the role of the Historic District Commission. That one I don't think is touchable, but 7.9.1, I'm and other members of the Charter Commission are kind of on a mission to deal with the issue of the committees. We have too many committees in this town, and some of them function well and some of them don't function well, but all of them seem to struggle with membership. And I would like to see us actually establish not more than 3 and less than 7, but 5 members. And in that way, and get rid of this reference to alternates. If maybe you want to have an alternate as a safeguard, but an alternate, I mean, we can't even fill the board, let alone get an alternate, but maybe one alternate. But I would like to see us request the Charter Commission to consider a statement of 5. And in that way, relative to its application to the general laws, which says that a majority of those members will be necessary to approve actions of the historic district and so forth. In that way, there's the ability for some opposition in a normal setting. We're not going to be dealing with, which is often the case, 4 people, and the chair's interpretation that we need 4. I don't necessarily agree with
I
that in
understand that.
terms of
We
the
can-
wording, but
And we can, I said, we can certainly ask about that. I personally would like to see us have some alternates, because there are circumstances when somebody needs to recuse themselves, and if we had an alternate, it would allow us to still have a quorum. I agree with you. I agree with you in that I don't like this no less than 3, no more than 7. I would rather have us say, you have 7, and
right.
we have a couple of vacancies, we're happy to fill it. I'd rather see us say we have 5 and 2 alternates,
Yeah.
so that we have alternates available. Alternates are a thing typically with all of the permitting boards, and I still think it's important, whether we follow the quorum is your quantum for a vote on a permitting, and that's the way I've always treated it. That's the way we've treated it since I've been on this board in 2016. The alternates give us the opportunity to have
Yeah,
somebody be able to recuse themselves for a reason, and us still be able to hold a hearing and not face like
And there have been times
a lack.
But
when people.
true,
have
and
been-
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that in terms of, but I do feel strongly about 5 because
Okay.
it will make it easier for us to, and
We've been
hopefully
operating with
every
5.
committee will back down and have, we only have so many volunteers in this town that come forth. That's why the committees struggle with membership, and to try to fill 7, 9, some have 14.
I feel like we used to be 9.
You're saying to this
We were
point.
7 with 4 alternates or something
Well,
ridiculous
I
like
don't
that.
remember that at all. I never seen an alternate.
Paul, are you leaning towards, if you have it at 7, if we just kept it to 5, those 2 other people that want to serve the community could go to a different board that may need them?
Correct, yeah, that's the
And
plan.
then the second
And
item.
you'd only need 3 for conducting to start the meeting. Majority would be the quorum required rather than 4.
And that language says
What's
3
that?
to 7, would the quorum be 3 in that language?
Yes.
No, so
No.
under that language,
No.
No.
our
no.
quorum is 4,
Yeah,
because we're a 7-member board with 2 vacancies.
right,
Right.
2 vacancies.
Yep, so Bob, you
So-
had a question?
Yeah, as far as a regulatory board,
Yep.
are there any with 5 in it, or are they usually bigger? I think they're all bigger, aren't they? And is that an issue?
The select board is 5, Bob.
Right, but the select board's doesn't often have anything that they have to have a
Licensing.
quorum on. Right, but they can usually vote with a majority. So when I look at us, I say we're a board of 7, we've got 2 vacancies. And that to me is a quorum of 4. And that's why when I look at, a hearing, I say you need the quorum as your quantum of vote to pass it. And I know you disagree with me on that, and we can battle the legal side with council.
We're getting
Well,
off,
just-
we're
Yeah.
getting off what my question is.
Yeah.
Is that, for a regulatory board, is that too low or not?
So I don't know that it is necessarily too low, as long as we have alternates available if.
I agree with the
Right.
alternates. If you have 5, we need to have
Because
alternates.
if we
Totally agree
don't,
with
then
that.
the applicant, if we don't perform a certain amount of period, then they just
Oh,
get
yeah,
what they
well,
want.
that's
So
the
that's why you really
And we've
need.
elapsed.
Correct.
That's happened to us.
No,
Correct.
it's important, I get that.
If somebody's not here, you know.
Which is why I'm not opposed
we don't
to
wanna
us staying
cancel.
as 7. I think it should, I agree with you that it needs to be stated as to what we are. We're 5, we're 7, we're 22, whatever it is, we need to state what we are.
But, and we operate with 5, I mean, we function fine, right? I mean, there aren't questions about, are
Yeah.
we skirting our regulatory responsibilities by
No,
not-
but it is still sometimes hard to come up with a
Well,
quorum.
it does, but
Yeah.
there, if we've got 5, you can get by with 3 people rather than 4,
Yeah.
and that can be significant.
Yeah.
So
If
once
it's-
you change it to 5, you activate the 3.
Right,
Yeah.
once it's 5, it's 3.
And,
So-
and in reality, not to debate this point, but in reality, the general laws say the majority of those that are voting, and we say, well, there are 7 members, so we need 4. Arguably, if there's only 5 of us here, the general laws would say you need 3 of us. So
Yeah.
one doesn't need to, if we only are starting with 4 people, we don't need all 4 people to support something.
And the difference with a permitting board, like with planning, on some of our subjects where we need a supermajority, we have to have 5, or
Yeah.
if it's not a supermajority, we still need to have 4. If we only have a quorum
I
of
would
4,
agree.
we need the 4. If we only have, if a quorum for a specific hearing requires a supermajority, we have to have the 5, and the 5 all have to vote unanimously. So, you know, we can certainly get that cleared up if that is still
Yeah.
being an issue, but, where are you folks in your review, and when?
Well, we're still, I mean, we're bouncing back and forth.
Right.
It's one of the things that I get a little concerned about because of our progress. Are we making it such that we're gonna get to the finish line with a document that's been sold, pre-sold to the public? I've been assured that we're operating on time, but we've only really had 2. We've had the Capital Outlay Committee and the Finance Committee. We met with the the Select Board the other night. We'll continue to have more meetings with them. Others have said we're in the process of sending in guidance on the particular chapters or sections that deal with them. So we're still early on. I mean, we don't need to rush into this, but I do think we have an obligation to participate. And I'd like to see participation include that. Now, there may be some other item that we deal with that I can't immediately think of, but that we might want to incorporate a new section and offer to the Charter Commission. We should also have 7.9.3, which states that, you know, we need to wear ties. But some new feature that we might want to incorporate. This is our opportunity to do that or address things that we've noticed that are lacking. But at least to the language that's presently in there, that's the one thing I'd like
So
to
I
see.
guess
us
I guess I'd like to think about the 7 versus 5. I might be okay with 5 with the 2 alternates. I'd be okay with 7 with the 2 alternates. I'm not okay with 3.
Well,
I think 3 is too low for
Oh, yeah.
us.
Absolutely.
Can we table it and think about it at the next one?
Yeah, well, that was kind of my question. I'd like to do a little investigation and figure out what other people have.
Why don't I put together a draft of that section and
Okay.
refer to 5 with 2 alternates and consider discussion on it next
Sure,
time and
that works.
approving it. if
That
that's-
works, 'cause
or
I just wanna-
rejecting it.
I'm curious to see what other historic commissions have, and I know we're a hybrid because we were a historic commission and a
And a district.
historic district
Two
combined
different
into one,
bodies,
doing
yeah.
two different activities, so I just wanna make sure that we're not shortchanging one of the two in making the change, that's all, so.
Well, and if we're going, which is my ulterior motive here, to make a dent in this whole thing about vacancies in committees, that if every committee made a slight adjustment, it would have a tremendous impact. As I say, with
Yeah.
43 committees, if
I-
everybody could cut off 1 or 2 people, we're reducing the need for 60 more people to participate,
I
so,
certainly don't disagree with you on that, while I'd like to see more participation,
yeah.
it's hard to get blood out of a stone, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to start here because we're really the best board, so.
Well, that's right, too.
Absolutely.
Maybe we
Mess
should,
with
that's
perfection.
7.9.3.
Yeah. That's does not
Nobody's
apply
as good
to
as we
historic,
are.
yeah.
Uh, Too funny, okay, so, Paul, please
Good points, Paul.
do what
Put
you
that
do,
together for next time.
and,
Put it on the agenda.
next item, the Revolutionary War houses.
Yoo-hoo!
Lynn, you're up.
Okay, well, we have
two
we have-
Job chases.
Yes, there are 2 Job Chase's houses. And one is, it's on the corner of, what is it, 28 and Mansion, or 28 and South?
Smith? Yeah,
Smith?
South, Mansion, I think it is Mansion.
That is the first one. The second one is the old Bishop's Terrace, which I have been told has been bought.
North
And
Street.
will
Not
be-
North, that's
Will be brought back to its glory.
That's awesome.
Yep. Wyckoff, Mrs. Wyckoff has
Oh,
bought
yeah,
it.
Sandy.
And she is, my understanding is she is planning to rehab it, bring it back to its glory. I don't know what the use will be, but hopefully we'll be hearing from them soon. So that's good news. There's the John Chase house. Actually,
what's-
no, John Chase was born in one of the houses. Nathaniel Robbins' house is.
So where is the John, so I don't see an address on the John Chase house, did I miss it?
I don't have all the addresses on here. Shame on me.
No, it's okay.
I think you're just missing.
You're not perfect, Lynn.
Job or Caleb?
Shocking. None of us are.
That's horrible. Okay, actually, let me get back to you on that
Okay.
one.
So we've got 76 Main Street in West Harwich, we've got 126 Main Street
Yep,
in West Harwich.
Nathaniel Robbins' house is 177 Forest Street.
Okay.
That's about halfway down, it's Grassy Pond is behind it. It
Yep.
has the barn, which has been totally redone, that was also supposed to be Underground Railroad.
It's a Drake house.
Yeah. Seth Nickerson is 97 Gorham Road, which I'm very familiar with, it's just off of the big curve. Samuel Smith House is 41 Smith Street. That one is interesting in that he was a spiritualist who used to hold meetings there as well. He was also Revolutionary War. Jeremiah Walker, 678 Main Street.
Which house is that?
That is over near Saquatucket Harbor. It's on the hill. It's
Okay,
opposite side from the Episcopal Church. It's kind of like halfway between the Episcopal Church and
okay.
Saquatucket Harbor. It's that little road that goes off. It's that first one as you're coming towards Saquatucket Harbor. There's a little road that goes off and kind of circles. It's a half moon.
Okay.
Captain David Clark House.
Um,
This is the
wait a
one that
minute.
breaks my heart.
Lynn, wait a minute. Were you just talking about Ebenezer Broadbrook's house?
No,
No, because you're on
skipped
clock now.
oh, I skipped Ebenezer.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Yeah,
This-
that's
I don't
right
know
be-
that this is correct.
Which one?
The 76 Oak Street?
Ebenezer Broadbrooks.
Yeah, that's the one beside the library,
No,
or is one
No,
across the
no.
street?
Ebenezer,
Oh, that's
the
right.
house next to the library was not Ebenezer Broadbrooks. Ebenezer Broadbrooks had the store,
Right,
but
he
the
has-
store was across this, that doesn't exist anymore.
right, it's the barn.
And
Store is-
nothing exists today of
Well-
his property, but it was located on Main Street at Oak Street. But the house that's there now, which goes back, is really, the house was built around 1790 by,
Not Henry.
The house on,
Calvin Gifford, and he married Lydia Broadbrooks, and when she died, Obed Jr. inherited the house, and that house still exists today, and that's where Obed Brooks Jr. had his post office, and then in the property space between Obed Brooks's house and the town hall today, right
I was
over
gonna say,
here.
isn't that the house that's right next door to us, right?
But there's a space in between the
Right.
house and this building, and that's where Obed Brooks Jr. first had, the guy that built my house, Freeman Smith, built the first building for the 5-cent savings bank, which burned down when Josephus,
That wasn't the first building.
well,
They
it was the
shared.
first standalone building.
They shared, yes, they
He
shared.
shared
Right.
it with the Cape
That's
Cod.
the
well,
first
wait,
one.
but he
And then
shared,
they went and built a replica of it
right,
across the street,
But-
which burned down.
correct. But I'm saying it was the first actual building for the location, you're right,
Yeah.
was shared with the Cape
Right.
Cod National Bank. But the first separate building for the 5-cent savings bank was on that property, which burned when
Right.
Which then became this
One
building, because
slope.
this was the two banks.
this.
At one
yeah,
point.
This
Well,
was
that's,
both
but this is
banks, they
before
moved
that.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
But not until the
The little one burned
hotel
down.
that was on this
Winslow.
property burned.
Yeah,
And when it burned, it burned the
The bank.
bank with it. And it burned Alfonso Weeks's home, which was Harry Albro's house.
Okay.
So,
So you don't think 76 Oak Street
I
is the
don't
right address?
believe
Well, it's
76
the
Oak
barn.
was Ebenezer Broadbrooks Jr.
The barn was across the street, and the barn was moved to the location it's at now. It's the barn, not the house, it's the barn. The house, the Ebenezer, I'm talking, there's two buildings listed there. There's two separate buildings listed there. There's the house, which is the Broadbrooks house, and then there is the barn. 'Cause
Yeah.
the barn used to be across the street and the barn was moved. This is also coming from stuff that the Historic Society did
But
way back when.
they put stickers on houses, it's off too. I mean, so what they say is usually good, but in this case here, if they're saying this, I don't believe it's good. I mean, I've seen photos of Obed Brooks Jr.'s store, and it's clearly not part of Obed Brooks Jr.'s home, which is still standing here next door to us right now. Obed Brooks Jr.'s store, one built in 1807, was actually on the corner, in the vacant lot, one notch east of the building. And the house was Lydia Broadbrooks's house that she left when she died to Obed Brooks Jr. And at the time, Obed Brooks Sr. lived over across the street in the Brooks property that was the
You
main
say across
house.
the street, across what street?
Main
For me.
Main Street,
Main
next to
Street.
the library.
Right.
Okay.
Right,
That
that's-
full federal cape with the coffin door on
Yes,
it behind the
that's-
hedge, that's the Brooks Estate
That's what
property.
Right, that's the 745 Main Street.
But that,
And then the barn was over in the park.
well,
And
let
it
me
was
read
moved
this here.
across the
Maybe
street
I'm
to
misreading it.
76
I thought you were
Street.
saying that Ebenezer Broadbrooks' home and store
No.
were 745 Main.
No,
So his home, you're referring to Obed Brooks? Oh,
Obed Brooks had the barn, which is
what barn? I don't know a barn.
the pink house. You know the pink house on Oak Street?
I was
The-
born in the pink
Okay,
house.
Wow.
I know
I
it.
guess you know.
I know it well.
Knows it well.
okay. The barn there was supposed
We've
to have
devolved
come from
here, people.
across
We
the
need
street
to,
that
we need to
location.
wrangle
At
it.
one
I don't
point,
believe so, Mom.
had
All due
a
respect.
family. Okay, had a family in it too at one point when it was
Yeah.
moved in the 20s.
I mean,
So Paul, could you look into those
Yes.
two items as well?
I'll.
And we can compare your notes with Lynn's?
Come back, yeah. Let's leave that one.
Okay.
I mean, Ebenezer Broadbrooks is in this area. I don't deny that, but his home, his store is not there.
So David Clark,
This is the one that hurts my heart.
it breaks my heart too. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous house.
And this one had two, Captain David Clark was Revolutionary War militia. The house was originally on Queen Anne. It was a tavern. He had it as a tavern and an inn. He moved it to its current location and did work on it, and it became the home of Captain Elijah Smollett, who lived in it. And then, how long has it been empty? 40 years now?
Not quite that
30
long.
years?
Oh, is this the one on, that's all overgrown and it looks like it's gonna
It's
fall
got
in
the
upon
car.
itself?
With the
Yeah.
Yeah.
raccoons in it?
Yeah.
You know, and can't the
Nick,
town
And it's a,
secure it?
it's a question,
Depot
it's a
Road.
question
Yeah.
for building
Down by
department and
River.
administration.
Yeah,
what
but
they-
I can't,
It's,
I don't
Is
know
it,
the
is
house,
it
I
open to
guess.
the
I don't
elements?
know.
It hasn't been.
On the roof on the left-hand corner, it definitely is open. I don't know.
If
the
I'm
rest
heading
of-
down Deep Hole on my way to the beach, it's on the
It's
right-hand
on the
side.
it's on
right-hand
the
side.
right-hand side.
Yes, and it's got beautiful rentals on, across the street, up and down the street on either side of it. It's just,
Yeah.
That
it's
one
got
is
the
just-
Impala in the yard.
yeah,
The car.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Don't have any idea what's going on with the ownership of the land or anything.
Well, I
Because I didn't
imagine
look
it's,
into
Someone said that he was in a nursing home or something, but that was years ago. So
Yeah.
he must have been died and left.
so the easy
intestate,
question
you know.
is to see if somebody's paying taxes on it, cause if it's not,
Yeah.
if it's in tax title, that's another story. If it's not in tax title, then somebody's paying the taxes on it.
Really
you
should
know,
be looked at.
this commission, since I've been on it, acted on that bond in my old bond. We had the present owner came in and requested our approval
Yeah,
to repair the back part that's all been rotting out.
right.
And now we're saying that was Ebenezer Broadbrooks' store. That's a joke.
Yeah, that building's done based on the pictures.
Yeah, it's a shame.
The one on,
Yeah, the back
Depot.
left, if that's the barn, it's, the roof is
oh,
already.
which one? Let me see.
See, the ridge is bent. There's some issues.
I mean, I had horses in that barn growing up.
Oh, you're talking the Deep Hole. You're talking.
Oh,
the
no,
Deep
I'm
Hole.
talking
We're
about
talking
no,
Deep
not
Hole.
Deep Hole.
Oh,
Pink house.
You're
Okay.
back to Oak Street.
It wasn't pink.
Paul hasn't gotten off of Oak Street yet.
Oh, I thought we were off that.
Well,
Well, no, I was just commenting that we acted on
Yeah.
that issue
Yeah.
of the
Yeah,
bond
we did.
once.
Oh, okay.
Not 2 or 3 months ago, the owner was in here
Yeah,
and,
you didn't tell us you were born there,
well, I don't need to, bore
though.
everybody.
We wanna
that-
know where you've been, Paul. We
So,
wanna know.
okay, we've got one more to go. We're,
Okay, William
let's stay
Allen.
focused.
William Allen House, 311 Route 28. It's across from where the old bowling alley used to be. There's now a fun thingy there.
Yeah,
That house, William Allen, actually today,
Where the fun thingy used to be. You lost me on the fun
Okay.
thingy.
no.
there's a pool there, there's a zip line there.
It's not next to the Plum,
Yeah,
used to be
Plum.
package store.
Mhm.
That
Oh,
probably-
oh. Yeah, I remember when it was.
She remembers the
I
Plum's
remember the
package
package
store.
store. They always had Moxie right on the side. I used to try to convince my father to let me drink it, and then I realized how horrible it was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
this is the Cape across the street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
I know which one you're
absolutely
talking about.
gorgeous. Knowles
We're talking West
Electrician.
Harwich.
Yeah,
Knowles Electrician, John Knowles.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
it. It was Coffins was in there for a while, in the building next door to it.
Yeah,
Or
they still
in the
are.
Plums, right.
Yeah,
the-
they still
the-
are, it's their
The liquor store.
headquarters. Yeah, so,
Gotcha, okay.
good.
so, and that one, the
So we're-
owners say we can go in and take a look at it anytime we want, and apparently it's pretty much original
Nice.
inside.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So we're charging, Paul with doing a little more investigating on the, on the
Ebenezer
on his-
Broadbrooks,
Ebenezer and your old,
Esquire,
and your,
and
the
I'll
home of your birth.
come in.
All right, so we're good there. The Historic Preservation Award application,
Yes. Can we talk about that?
we can if you want to.
Well,
we
I
approach
just
8
want
o'clock?
to get the okay of the board to move ahead with this program.
So I haven't heard anything else from our town administrator, so let me clarify with him and make sure we're in a stage where
Well,
we're,
he's gonna say what he said to me, that, and I believe him, I don't know, that there's no money. Well, we don't need money. We can we don't need the town money. We don't need to ask a person to exhibit any amount of time.
so I just think,
Order.
I just think, out of respect, I need to confirm that with him before we move forward. I just think that's the right thing to do, Paul. I'd be uncomfortable if I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're creating a new application.
Right,
that
so
may
let me
need
just,
to
so
be
let me just reach out and follow
administered.
up as to where we stand.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then-
Well, but we
Shouldn't it be brought
I
up
can't,
again
we
in
don't
the
want this
budget?
to drift. It's gonna,
You know, because
fall off the
we
table.
presented a budget, and they turned us down. The select board turned us down, and the town administrator said,
Correct.
we'll take care of any little
Correct.
things that came up, and of course,
Correct.
it's not happening.
Well, it's not happening because he's not here
That's
to
right, to
support
confirm.
us the way
That's
he,
right.
the way he said he would, and
Right.
unfortunately, that's,
So-
But
you
it's
know,
not
who knows.
today.
Oh, I know,
But
that doesn't,
Yeah, but,
doesn't matter.
not that I like
You
to
know.
point to anything Chatham does as being demonstrative of how to proceed, but in this case, when I talked with the gentleman that started this whole process in Chatham, whatever, 7 years ago, whatever, he said he had the same problem with the town administrator, who felt that, well, we're kind of in a
Right.
kind of a cloudy area here, and so they forgot all about the town, went to the Historical Society, who was 100% behind the program, and the Historical Society put together a program with the Garden Club, and they ended up raising money through a Christmas house tours, and for the first few years, until they finally got the town Communities and Development Division head to put it in her budget, they raised the money and provided the support that was needed, totally exclusive of needing any money from the town coffers. So there's kind of a track record here that we could somewhat adopt.
Well, I just
I
think you
don't
and I have
wanna-
both had conversations with administration, and I'm just uncomfortable not closing that loop. So I would prefer to close that loop,
Okay,
and
but
certainly ask for money.
when you talk to him, because I don't know that I'll be involved in the conversation, tell him that this has been designed to not involve or require any town employee or town
Understood.
disbursement in terms of its creation.
Well, I don't,
Not its creation, but I think his argument is that if we create the application, it's on the website, it still has to be administered. That's the
Right.
issue.
Well,
So instead of a notice of intent coming, you're gonna have an application for an award. So it's gonna be,
right. Well, no,
Respects.
I'm suggesting, and I put it in the thing here, in the guideline that I gave you, that I just kind of put together. Please mail and so forth to the town, okay, so they can get letters come into the box somewhere.
we just bring
But
this to the
please
agenda.
address any questions or anything to the board here, to me, whatever. And there's no application
We're
fee.
just, we're going too, I think we're going too far with all of that. I think we just need to clarify with the administration what the plans are, what we think we can do, and, you know, I think if we confirm through this board that we can do a vote, that we are gonna do an award, we do an award.
Yeah.
So,
The other thing is can we just turn it over to the Historical Society? I know they've, just to administer it.
then it's not your award.
That's
And I have no problem with it either way. I just.
Well, and I mean, that's the point, is the town's not willing, if they're not willing to help us or fund this, even though the town voted for it at town meeting, I don't know, let someone else handle it.
I think in time, we can get the money from the town, we can get it at the next town meeting if we have to.
Yeah, that might be the
But-
way to do it.
But, to wait until next summer, and, we
Right.
just lose another, whatever.
So I have a CPC question. In the future, can we go to CPC for historic preservation for an
No,
award?
because you're not preserving
Not
preserving anything.
Yeah.
CPC funds have to actually preserve preserve the artifact.
Well, is that the
Yeah.
other thing,
There's gotta be a way to
is
do
can we
it.
get an
Yeah.
article in
Yeah.
at this
Yeah, I'm
point?
not, I
A
mean,
funding article.
I'm not opposed to paying it, but
No, but
whatever we need.
And to go to the historic, you would have to write up a proposal, present it to the.
No, I
for a
just,
board meeting.
just throwing out, but
So there's a
what
plan A,
about-
then plan B would
well,
be,
what about just putting in a warrant article in
yeah.
for?
Oh, listen, there's no
I
reason
think
we
that's a
can't
good
just ask
idea.
for some funding for it.
Well, I think we gotta do it through a warrant,
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
because when we asked for it, we did last year, and we got turned down. At least if it goes to town meeting floor,
Yeah.
they can decide to spend, whether it's $2,000 or something like that.
So if you wanna do a petition article, you have to do a petition article for annual town meeting, it has to be in before January.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Plenty of time.
I mean,
So,
stuff is ready to go, nomination papers and everything else, so.
Yeah.
I need to get.
I,
Alright.
Yeah, we gotta,
alright, so we
Paul,
good?
Paul, why don't we post an official subcommittee and we can
yeah,
hammer
but
this out?
then you mean in terms of open meeting law
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah, well, okay, we
Yeah.
can do that,
Yeah,
yeah.
we could post it in the next couple of weeks before we
Okay.
meet again and then come up with something or like a clear path.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
okay,
it's-
I mean,
Yeah, I know you
I
worked on
think
it,
it's
yeah.
done, so,
Okay, good.
Alright.
but
We'll
I'm
talk.
all for it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn
So move.
second.
Well, we're not discussing the West Harwich?
of the historic register submission. At this point, I don't think I have anything before us, right? We don't,
We already had talked to him anyway, right?
well, no,
That was the Baptist.
that was the Baptist church. This was the National Register
Oh,
Yeah.
when the,
Oh, yeah.
Urbanos were before us and we're talking about their application. So I don't think we have anything before us
Yeah,
right now.
that's
that
our
we can
next
talk about.
battle, but
Yeah.
let's, if we get the
Yes, so we've got a motion
Innovation
to,
Award done.
we've got a motion to adjourn with a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition, hearing none, we are adjourned.